innovation, resilience, agility. It's how Michigan businesses continue to work together to make a difference now and shape the future. Join us and make your mark where it matters. Visit michiganbusiness.org/radio.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Morgan Freeman, of course, a very famous actor.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of the guy?
Nope.
Okay. He was on Jimmy Kimmel Live last night, and he shared a great story about his early days in the entertainment business. I don't know if the Dannies and the Vickies remember that he played Easy Reader on the Electric Company, the old PBS show.
Nope. I don't even remember that, man.
I remember the Electric Company, yeah.
I barely remember the Electric Company.
I didn't realize that was Morgan Freeman until later on in my life. Like, oh, damn, look at a young Morgan Freeman doing what he's doing on the Electric Company.
I only know the song because of Family Guy, but I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
How'd the song go?
It's like, it's the Electric Company or something.
Oh.
It was another kind of...
I hear the song in my head.
It was like a really cool learning show, you know?
Was it as good as The Great Space Coaster?
Oh, I don't know if you can really beat that.
The Great Space Coaster.
You know what? That might have been the song in my head.
Yeah, nice going, Vic.
They all sound the same to me.
Yeah.
They're all cheesy and awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so that's what Morgan, I think, pretty much started out his career doing. And he told Jimmy about a long autograph session that he had at a mall, you know, for the Electric Company. And this was a long time ago. And when he left, Morgan saw these autographs that he'd signed, these pictures, a lot of them just thrown on the floor. It's like, hey, I don't really need this.
Went to Philadelphia one time. I was going to be in the shopping mall signing autographs. So I'm standing there, and I must be there for an hour and a half signing my name. You could write his cramp and all kinds of stuff. And then, boom, it was over, and the people left on the floor. All those little bits of paper that I was signing.
No!
Yeah.
Wow. Boy, Easy Reader had a hard run at it, huh?
Man.
So who's waiting in line for autographs from someone they don't even want?
I know. It's so bizarre, isn't it?
Yes.
It really is. It's to go, I don't know. I thought you were somebody. Never mind.
Probably kids who went with their parents, and their parents are like, you're totally going to stand in line. The kids are like, I don't want to stand in line. And the parents are like, you're going to stand in line.
Stand in line.
Yeah, this guy could be a guy.
I remember one year going to one of the WWE events and I think it was in Los Angeles, and sometimes they do this fan access thing. So we went to one of those, and it was a couple of wrestlers that, you know, never made it big, but they had their table, and every other line was just ridiculously long. So I was like, oh, there's no one in this line. I just gotta go through it. Just went through it because I just wanted to shake their hand. But then there's that awkward moment of, because I'm not a big autograph collector, and they're just like, they're already signing the 8x10 that they already had provided, handing it to me. So you can't say, no, man, I don't want your autograph. I just wanted to shake your hand.
Oh, yeah.
So you take it, but now I'm like, I have this freaking 8x10 in my hand. And I'm walking around, and I don't want to throw it away because that, God forbid somebody sees that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm overthinking it. So I see a couple kids. I'm just like, hey, you want this? And they look at it, and it's like, nah. And I was like, oh.
Man, even the kid's like, no, we don't want that.
Finally, I just went to the bathroom and threw it away in the bathroom where you threw like your hand towels. And
good call. Yeah. No one's going to see you do that.
I peed on it first and then threw it away.
Well, of course.
I'll learn them for giving me an autograph I don't want.
Make a statement.
Yeah.
Gosh, how about all those folks if you were at that mall and you remember and you go, why did I throw his thing on the... Because that now he's a guy.
I wonder what that would be worth.
That's a really good question. I mean, signing it as Easy Reader?
Yeah.
That'd even be greater. That to me would make it even cooler if he signed it that way as his character.
How bad? That's got to suck for a guy who's trying to break into the industry, and they're like, look, we got you an autograph signing. Sweet. You're going to have to sign the name like the character, not by your real name.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. But I could see that being the case because, do you want Big Bird signing signing the name of like the puppeteer? No, you'd sign a Big Bird.
Well, do you want Peter Mayhew or do you want him to sign Chewbacca?
Kind of. Well, again, it depends how old I am. Again, these are little kids, so I think that the little kids would want Chewbacca, wouldn't they?
Chewbacca.
If you're like 6 or 7, right? Because that's who this show was for, maybe a little older.
Yeah.
You'd probably want Chewbacca.
Yeah,
you wouldn't want to sign Peter Mayhew.
Yeah, I mean, if he's in his costume, yeah, but what little kid, you're like, hey, let's go get a autograph. This is Chewbacca. They're going to look at him and say, no, that's not Chewbacca.
And don't they got like Disneyland? Don't they have it where the characters sign autographs?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I figure if anyone would know, it would be Danny.
Yeah.
And they're not going to sign it like Peter. Schulman.
Peter Schulman playing the part of Mickey.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You want my real autograph or you want Mickey's autograph, kid?
Yeah, I think you're going to probably want Mickey's.
Do you have any weird autographs?
I've got a weird autograph of Busty Hart, and it's on a photo of her.
I'm assuming that's an adult film star.
Oh yeah, you guys don't know Busty Hart. She was famous.
Oh no,
she had all natural
whoa.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm guessing she has large breasts.
Yeah, she does.
With the name Busty Hart.
Here's how she used to pose, though.
My gosh.
This is. I have to go dig this up. She would take one breast, put it over one side of your head, so it's hanging over your ears, like headphones. So you had a breast on one side and a breast on the other side. That's how she posed for pictures.
Wait, you have a picture of her naked breasts on your head?
Yes, and that's in their autograph, Busty Hart. That's the weirdest autograph I have.
If you Google image search, there's a couple of photos where you can see it, and that's fantastic.
That's how she does it.
You have that somewhere?
I have that. I've got to find that out.
Oh, that's a collector's item, man.
Yeah.
You got to frame that.
Yeah, that was back in my Rochester days.
You should post that on our company Facebook page.
Oh, I'm sure they'd love that.
For your pumpkin contest.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely. Here's my pumpkin contest.
That's way better than mine. The first thing I thought of was Bobcat Goldthwait, that when we had him in.
Yeah.
Right? So he came in, and I was a big fan of Shakes the Clown, the movie. And I brought my DVD of Shakes the Clown. And I remember his first reaction was, why do you have this? Which I thought was kind of funny. And then he signed it, and he just signed, Hail Satan, Bobcat. And I thought that was pretty funny.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Vicky, you have any weird autographs?
Not weird. I don't really get too many autographs except from like comic book writers or artists on my comic books. Like I have James O'Barr, who did The Crow.
Of course you do.
And I remember I put on a skirt because I wanted to show him my crow tattoo, and he was very, very fascinated by me lifting my skirt up.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, so that was a cool story.
Oh, you had to lift your skirt up to show?
Because it's like right here on my upper thigh.
Oh, boy.
He's like, finally, I have a groupie.
Yes. It took all these years, finally.
And it's funny because I was talking to a bunch of guys. They're like, oh, I've met him. He's really cranky. I'm like, no, he was very nice to me.
Oh, yeah, you lifted your skirt for him.
Right?
Yeah, that'll do it. You want to see the cranky guy always likes the girl who lifts the skirt up.
Dan, you have any weird autographs?
Joel Madden from Good Charlotte.
Oh, the greatest songwriter of all time.
Ever, yeah.
I mean, he's almost as good as Benji.
Yeah.
I was 12 years old, and I went to a Good Charlotte concert, and the only thing I had on me was $1. And I was like, can you sign this? And he's like, sure. So I kept it. It's somewhere at my house. I don't know where it's at.
He's like, kid, times are tough. Just give me the $1.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is the autograph, still good with all the tear stains on it and everything?
No, it's not. It's actually washed away.
Just
but
a lot of blotchiness.
Thanks for bringing that up, BJ.
No problem, buddy. Well, there you go. Busty Hart wins.
Oh, for sure. Not even competition.
Yeah. I have to find that. It was on a Polaroid. That's how long ago it was. Like one of those Polaroid pictures I got to find.
Somebody says, I was a kid. I was a huge fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I had a poster of Emmitt Smith, and I saw him at the Bob Hope Classic. I asked him to sign my poster, and he dismissed me. I threw the poster on the ground and said, F you. First time my mom heard me swear, but she said, it's okay.
Wow.
That's awesome.
How do you dismiss a kid with a little when he comes with a poster? How do you do that?
Yeah, I don't know either.
I couldn't do that. I don't know how these guys do that, but that's how they be. Maybe they're just fed up or whatever.
Just so full of themselves. I don't know.
All right, Emmett Smith. Well, he showed you, threw you on the ground.
I love that the kid told him F you. I wonder if Emmett Smith remembers that, and if ever anyone asks him, hey, what was the weirdest thing? He's like, well, I was trying to do this thing, and this kid kept bothering me, and I finally said, look, man, you can't do it. He threw his post. Like, I would love to hear Emmett Smith's version of the
that
story.
would be great to hear his side of the story.
And then this kid just out of the blue just goes, F you.
Yeah. I think Emmett Smith, I think anybody would dig that at that point. All right, here's a question for you. Why was a college football coach making fart sounds while during a post-game press conference? Sounds like the kind of press conference you do, Steve.
That's right. Here's a sample.
Okay. Steve's got the news for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well, he's no Pulitzer Prize winner. Hell, he can't even pronounce Pulitzer. This is News with Steve Miggs.
Well, thanks, guys. Thanks to Colorado State University Global Campus. And it's a big day since Halloween is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Happy National Candy Corn Day.
Ooh.
Anyone in this room like candy corn?
It's okay, but it's not my go-to.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just nasty.
I love, you know what, I think the Boom Chicka people, the popcorn people, make a candy corn popcorn.
We've had that.
It's good.
It's great. It doesn't taste like candy corn. It just tastes like kettle corn.
It has a little hint, but not enough to make you want to be sick.
Yep, we purchased it thinking, okay, this is not going to end well, but I'm kind of curious, so let's get it. And we had a couple bites, and I was like, doesn't taste anything like the candy corn that we hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you. Now, but I say today is National Boom Chicka Popcorn Candy Corn Flavor Day.
There we go.
Somebody put together a list of the worst Halloween candy.
Yeah.
Good and Plenty made the list. Marshmallow Circus Peanuts.
Oh, yeah, I don't like those.
I don't remember how those taste. They just look disgusting.
They taste like chalk to me.
Boston Baked Beans, which are really just peanuts.
Yeah, and I actually kind of like those.
I don't remember the last time I had one of those either.
Yeah.
Rev, you remember?
Barely. I mean, when I was a little kid, because they were terrible and I never wanted them again.
And the one that they have on the list that really pisses me off
those.
because I think they're awesome, and I always get excited when I get those little trials, like those little mini boxes for Halloween. Whoppers.
Whoppers aren't bad. They're not bad.
love Whoppers.
Whoppers are fantastic.
Yeah, they're not my favorite, but I'll have them if that's all that's there.
Malt goodness. All right, let's talk about
malt goodness.
This football coach that had the best post-football game press conference. He's a college football coach for Oklahoma State. His name is Mike Gundy. They had a great game. They beat Texas. It was a 38-35 win. And so he does the post-game press conference. Somebody was talking about, criticism of the team. And he ends up going off on a tirade about Twitter and the people that use Twitter. And he also makes some fun fart sounds while doing it as well.
Yeah.
How vital was it to you that he gets off to a big start in this game?
Criticism where? From where?
Outside noise.
From where?
Twitter, radio. Yeah.
Oh, I give a rat's ass about Twitter. It's a platform for people that are sitting home drawing an unemployment check, sitting in front of a keyboard. I'm not disregarding what you're saying. Trust me, I get it at my own house. But, I just kind of felt like that social media and Twitter is what's destroying this country anyway. So that's how I feel about it. From politics to sports to whatever. It gives people a platform to bitch, and then other people are like needling it, and they're sitting at home and they're late on a payment. So anyway, that's how I feel.
There you go.
How about that? Listen, the guy after your own heart, Steve.
I love this dude.
We got to make him the fart noises. That's Steve's job. Yep.
I can listen to that all morning.
I knew you could.
Yeah, there's just some good opinions about the whole Twitter mentality of how people are. I think it does bring out the worst. Politics and sports will bring out the worst in people on social media.
Which is so sad. I mean, sports is not supposed to be that way.
Oh, how dare you insult my favorite team. Next time we see each other, we'll fight.
I know. It's ridiculous. He's got a point. I don't know about people waiting for the next check, but boy, it's really bringing out the worst in everybody.
This guy could be the oddest man, and this is the most disturbing story ever. Have you heard about this Colombian man? He goes by Calaca Skull.
I don't know Calaca Skull.
His name is Eric Ramirez. He's 22 years old. He had his nose and ears chopped off in order to look like a skull. He's also got tattoos on his face. If you haven't seen him, he's kind of a weird-looking dude. Yeah.
Oh, damn, dude.
Yeah, he's a little trippy.
Oh, no.
He's got no ears, got no nose.
Okay.
Tattoos to make him look like he's got a skull on his face.
Yeah.
Well, his next endeavor, to continue to look like a skeleton, he intends to have his genitals sliced off. So that he can be totally flat, like a skeleton.
Okay, that's...
He gets all philosophical, kind of like the coach that we just heard. He says, we're all the same. No matter if you're a boy, a girl, a man, or an elderly man, we're always the same. A skeleton.
Oh, that's deep, man.
Deep rock.
Deep below the skin, man.
Congratulations, Seattle. You've just been named America's worst city to find love.
Well, Vicky's proof positive of that.
It was done by The Great Love Debate. It's a podcast with Brian Howie. Apparently, he did a tour, went to a whole bunch of places, talked to a bunch of people, and came up with his findings. Last year, the worst state or the worst city to find love was Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
He said, so they're still on the list. They're still home to most passive men in America, but Seattle is number one, saying, quote, of all the places where the disconnect grew wider this year, Seattle grew the widest, leaving a gloomy puddle of aggravated women, socially awkward men, and rainwater.
Yeah. It's a podcast, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what the Oklahoma guy would say about that.
Mm-hmm. San Jose also made the list. Like he says, it was a sorry stalemate between women who think they're too good for him and men that think they're entitled to her.
Okay.
And Portland also made the list. Portland, they said, trying to be the center of the beard and beer universe is never a good way to show that you actually care about dating.
Dude, what's going on with the West Coast?
I know, right?
Jeez, all those top spots around near us.
The other one was Phoenix.
Oh, that is not good.
Go ahead, guys. Offer to take her on a date. She'll take that offer and shop it around until she finds a better one.
Wow. Okay.
Let's talk about what was that today? Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football.
Damn, I'm a few days ahead, Rev.
Yeah, you are.
New England beat the Buffalo Bills 25-6. And speaking of football, obviously a lot of us Seahawks fans talking about that insane fake punt by Michael Dixon at the end of the game where it sounds like, according to Pete Carroll, that the goal was just to take a safety. But then all of a sudden, Michael saw an opportunity to get a first down, and he ran 9 yards and got it, which was pretty awesome. And I heard in Pete Carroll in an interview that like all he could think was OS while that was going on.
Wow.
But it's funny how things get manipulated and turned around, and quotes are being misquoted because he put a tweet out there saying, don't know where you got this quote from, but whatever. And the quote was Michael Dixon on his first down run out of the end zone, quote, yeah, I've got big balls. They call me Big Balls Dixon.
Wow, who said that?
He didn't say that. He said something like that. We actually have the audio of him being interviewed where he talks about his teammates saying that he's got big balls.
Oh.
They were just laughing. I mean, everyone was just laughing. Who does that? It's just a weird thing for me to do. They were just laughing and saying, I love you. Crack me up. Whatever. Like, all right, Big Balls Dixon. Like, all right.
Who gave you the Big Balls Dixon moniker?
I don't know. Someone quoted it and then it kind of took off a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to know what teammate named him that. But yeah, how did that turn into, yeah, I've got big balls. They call me Big Balls Dixon.
Yeah, you know something, it is amazing that how, again, you're right, Steve. What's with sports reporters just making up quotes and doing what they want to do? Jesus.
And then there was a news reporter, I can't remember from what, it may have been like one of our publications out there. And he's just like, I've got the audio of it. And so people are like, where is it? Let's hear it.
Yeah.
So, Big Balls Dixon, though, is a great nickname.
It's a great nickname, but it's a little different when you're giving yourself that nickname as opposed to somebody else. I mean, you know, it's
From here on out, I'm Big Balls Miggs.
I agree that it would be funny if he did do that, but you know, it's like if you're not that guy, you don't want to be known as that guy.
But the funny part is the quote and the story behind it, as it is still fine. Teammates name him Big Balls Dixon.
But for some reason, somebody just likes to do what they like to do. Fake news, I guess.
How soon until someone gets that jersey? The number 4 on it.
BBD, buddy.
BBD?
Yeah, I don't think the NFL is going to give us Big Balls Dixon.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to pull that one off. You might have to go to somebody who knows somebody to get that name put on a jersey.
What is you know, I'm telling you, what is with us and punters? We have famous punters.
Yep.
John Ryan to Big Balls Dixon. I mean, this is nuts.
Doing crazy stuff. As far as weather,
Yeah.
55 degrees and cloudy, and thank you to the Shane Company for giving us news and sports.
You are very welcome, Steve, on behalf of Tom Shane and his son.
It's nice. It's nice. It's interesting. A lot of people are texting about Mike Gundy, the coach that was going off about Twitter and just how terrible it is. One person says, I agree 110% about social media destroying this country, yet I still follow Lulu the Warrior Princess on Instagram.
I'll tell you something, man. I remember when social media really started coming about, and I remember a lot of dudes were like, why do you have a Twitter account? What are you doing on Facebook? It's not something that guys do. It's because it's drama-based. Mm-hmm. And a lot of guys just are like, why do I need this in my life? And now here we are, 8 years, 10 years later, and you can see those guys were right. It's like, they saw the writing on the wall. A lot of my buddy friends were like, dude, you don't want to be doing this.
It's interesting. The more you read it, I don't know if I'm getting desensitized by it, but the less annoyed I'm getting, the more entertained I'm getting by some of these people on social media. I think what's really turning the corner for me is that dumb video that we have that got all the insane amount of views. Every morning, I have a ridiculous amount of alerts on my Facebook, and so now I'm like, I guess I should read these. And every morning, it's there's a lot of funny comments, but every once in a while, you get these miserable people, and I just start reading what they're writing, and I'm thinking, what's going on in your world that this is your outlet for you to get this miserable energy out of your system?
It is a good point because the video is harmless.
It's stupid.
It really is a harmless, stupid video about somebody just, why did I get my chips out of a vending machine? And then the hate that comes out with some of those comments. You're right, Stevie. Your brain goes, all right, the punishment does not justify the crime, which the crime would be, here's a guy not getting his chips right out of the vending machine.
Right. The anger is very interesting that someone would be that upset about a video that really they didn't have to watch in the first place. And then I love the ones that people are legitimately pissed off that we're not shaking the vending machine. And it's just in my head, I'm like,
it's like, what is wrong with your life?
Do you not think that maybe that's the first thought we had, but maybe our vending machine, I'll reply to some people because I think it's funny just to tell them that they're wrong.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if we shake our vending machine, it turns off. And we can't use the vending machine then for days until somebody comes and resets the vending machine. It's just a very sensitive, they don't want us shaking the machine, so there's a sensor in the machine. But people just are insanely angry about that, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, it is there's just a lot of upset in our world, especially in our country, politically, and it's bleeding all over the place because, sports are sports, but man, I mean, I had really good discourse with Dodger fans, being a Red Sox fan. We weren't mean to each other. We were actually just, we love our teams, but we were very civil. Mm-hmm. I'm so surprised at how, like you said, like that Oklahoma State coach said, how, the people are just so mean. And here's what I hope. I hope that we start seeing examples of people rising above that. There was just some Democrat guy that was responding to what the president said, and I'm like, dude, you're not helping. It's like, even if you don't like what one person's saying, responding, by being just as big of a jerk doesn't make it better. It's, you can't be just calling everybody names. And here's what I hope. I hope the Red Sox go to the White House, because there was a little debate whether or not they're going to go to the White House, because I don't think the Warriors went, if I'm not mistaken, when they won the NBA championship.
I don't think the Eagles went either.
Yeah, I hope they do, because they're a team of unity. They talked a lot about that during the press conferences, and I think set an example. Whether you agree with what's going on or not, be civil, be kind, go shake a person's hand and show them that there's a better way to be. Whether you disagree with them or not, you still can be civil. I hope they do. I really, really hope
that Big Balls Dixon would go.
Big Balls Dixon would go. You're absolutely right. And maybe he wouldn't shake his hand, but he would let him shake something else. You know what I'm saying? There's a big shake going on there. All right, yesterday, Steve, he got this one right.
In New York City, where does the famous ball drop on New Year's?
On your face.
No.
Yeah. Times Square.
Yes. Are you sure it doesn't drop on Dixon?
It's a true story. It did fall on the Rev's face once.
Oh, it did really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, now.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that.
Big Balls Rev. Is that what they call him? All right.
No.
They don't.
God.
Well, they fall on your face. Times. All right. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. What's the difference between filing for bankruptcy and credit counseling?
Credit counseling is a useful process in some circumstances, but it does show up on your credit. In fact, from a credit scoring standpoint, credit counseling shows up just like a bankruptcy, so it's going to affect your credit as negatively as filing bankruptcy. In credit counseling, the idea is that a credit counselor works with your creditors on your your behalf to try to lower interest rates or work out payment plans with your creditors to pay back your debt over time. In credit counseling, you almost always pay back 100% of the debt, sometimes at lower interest. And of course, some creditors will participate in that process and some won't. So you're usually left with kind of a mixed result with credit counseling and, of course, a high payment.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Innovation, resilience, agility. It's how Michigan businesses work together and continue to build the future. Our expertise, talented workforce, and collaborative environment are making a difference now and shaping the future. Join us and make your mark where it matters. Visit michiganbusiness.org/radio to put your plans in motion. That's michiganbusiness.org/radio.